Hey everybody, I'm Jake Thiel, and I'm here on the Chip and Chase podcast.
Have you started preseason training yet?
Yeah, I guess we're technically in. We're still in season because we're going to Commonwealth games in a couple days, and then we come back. We have 2 weeks off, then we go to LA for a tournament, and then we come back, go to South Africa, and then we play, and then we come back for 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks off, and then we got to get training again. So it's kind of like no preseason this year. It's just a continuation of a big year.
Yeah, nice and busy. Quality.
The Commonwealth Games got good prep for the World Cup as well.
Yeah, it's good. It's different. We've had a couple injuries, so it's we're getting a couple new guys in there. We get a chance to play, and it doesn't affect our world rankings or anything like that. So it's good. We get to see what these guys are made of. For me, it's awful because I don't want to. I'm so tired and so old. I'm fat and falling apart. So it's obviously tough for me to keep playing. But I love coming home to England. Not home, but I like going back to England. Wales would be more of a home in the UK for me. But you know what? It's fun. Birmingham's a big tourist city. Lots of stuff to do there. Just kidding. That's a sarcasm for you guys. And it's always fun to go to multi-sport games. So we're pretty. I'm excited. So
yeah. Oh, you should come to Bristol. Come play for the Bears.
Yeah, no, I think I'm okay, but you know what? It's it honestly, if I was to go anywhere in England, it would probably not be anywhere in England. I just wouldn't go. But yeah, no, I used to live in Manchester when I was really young, so I know all about the crap spots in England. Can I say crap? I'm trying not to swear for you guys because I'm
keep you can swear if you want. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Shit. Here we go. I'm just kidding.
Get it out.
How's the podcast going with Phil?
It's good. We've taken a hiatus. Usually the plan was to do it when we were on tour. But you don't realize how tiring everything is. Once you start, you guys know now, podcasts are it's annoying. It's like a lot of little things to do. You got to edit it. You got to do all this. You got to schedule guests and stuff like that. So it definitely was easier when we didn't have as much stuff going on. But then when you go on tour, you have a lot of time off, but you just want to loaf around and lie in bed. Like I don't like to get up and walk around much when I'm in my time off. This is about as much as I'm going to do today on my off day, to talk to you guys. So it's good. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work during the season. So we kind of put it on the shelf, and then we'll go back to it in our limited off season and kind of revisit it. But it's a lot of fun. Podcasts are a lot of fun. I love to talk. I love to talk about myself. I love to make fun of people, so it was a natural thing to do for a little bit. But it's on the shelf right now.
Yeah.
Well, when it's back off the shelf, we should do a little collab. That would be good.
Oh yeah, boys, I'd love to have you guys on. You know what? All my followers on TikTok would love accents, so we'll get you guys on there. You pick up a million followers easy. A couple accents like you guys, dude. Accents kill, man. You come over here. When I moved over here back to Canada when I was young, I was probably in grade 2. I had a Welsh accent, and man, the girls went crazy over it when I was in grade 2. And then I lost it, and now I have this Canadian one, and it's not as cool. So have you guys have seen Love Actually? Obviously,
yeah.
You've seen Love Actually. It's a treasure. When the guy goes to Green Bay or whatever, and he's got an accent. He's like he's an ugly dude. Yeah. You guys, you clean up here, man. It'd be great.
Yeah. No, we should definitely get tickets or something to go over.
Yeah, dude, it's expensive to come over here, though, obviously, But if you're ever over here, during Vancouver Sevens, I'll hook you guys up with some tickets. And you just walk around and just go.
Oh, we'll definitely be
Oi! There you go.
We saw I was looking at your Instagram earlier, which made me laugh. Like I don't want to spoil it for people because it's funny. It's a complete waste of time, but I enjoy it. Like going through the bio of all the different accounts.
You went through the Jake Thiel matrix, eh? Yeah, that's Not a lot of people go through that. I thought that was like I do a lot of dumb stuff on myself. Like I don't want to take myself too seriously
Mm.
because it is, I think social media is like a way to make money and like grow your brand and whatever. But it's also a lot of fun to like be yourself and kind of do little stuff like that. So I like to like leave little breadcrumbs and stuff like that. I'm glad you found that. Not a lot of people have found it, and it's probably my proudest thing that I've done. Um, it took a little bit of time to link everything up. I had to sit down and really put my brain to it for about 20 minutes, but
No,
it's there. So if anyone's listening to this and they want to like waste a nice good
yeah,
3 minutes,
yeah.
go to my bio, find
Yeah,
it.
Brilliant. The best 3 minutes I've ever had.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
yeah.
yeah.
Your group in the Commonwealth Games, like I think you got Zambia in it, and Wales,
Yeah,
Fiji. Do
yeah.
you reckon you can go all the way?
You know, I never go into a tournament thinking I'm going to lose. That's my motto. I don't want to think, man, we're going to lose these games.
Yeah,
So I think we're going to go win. Um, but it's obviously, it's a good one. We always have tough battles against Wales. Like we're a young team, so it's
yeah,
definitely either we're really good or we're really bad. So we're trying to get out of that. Kind of, usually with rugby, you're trying to be good all the time. But we're figuring it out. But so Wales we're hoping we'll win that and kind of start winning that game more consistently against them. And then Zambia, I haven't played Zambia since I was in Dubai when I was like 19. But you never know in sevens. So we can't look past them. And then Fiji's always fun for us. We have a pretty annoying game style that I think the Fijian guys don't like. So
yeah,
I've played in a couple games now against them where we've beaten them. So yeah, we don't. It's a pretty good pool out of all the pools. It's probably one of the more favorable ones.
yeah.
But yeah, we're hoping to come out of it. I think we will. Don't don't take my word to you never know, but
You cliff it.
that's don't say it's my guarantee, but I think we're gonna come out. So you never know until the day, though. That's the thing with sevens is like you could rock up and any team can beat any team. I mean, I don't know if you were watching in Rugby Europe the other day. Spain lost to Portugal, to go to the World Cup. Anything can happen. So
Yeah. And we were in college the other day, and like we were watching like San Marino against the Iceland Sevens or something like that. It's mental how like you never really thought of like all the nations. It's just like it's like Estonia against Montenegro or something like that. It's just weird. It was quite
yeah,
cool.
there's like sevens is such an accessible game. Like when we go to qualify for World Cup, we went to the Bahamas, which was awful, but it was I hate the sun, so I didn't like it. But there's all these countries that like this Belize's first time or third time playing together as a team. It's just it's an easier game to like kind of get 13 people to go play, so you get to see all these countries, and it's with that like upset. You never know when there's
Yeah.
going to be an upset because it's so easy.
What do you reckon about the World Cup then in Cape Town? Because that's obviously like quite a big place to play in rugby seven, so that's quite exciting as well. It's like 50 days, I reckon.
Yeah, yeah. You saw the commercial today, the 50
Yeah,
days
just
commercial. They didn't use any of the clips with me in it. I'm pretty hurt. They showed every other person they did it for except for the Canadian team because I kept messing up 50 days and stuff like that. So I'm pretty upset about that. No, I'm really excited about Cape Town. Cape Town's my favorite spot to go on on tour. They have this spot down in the bay.
yeah,
And there's these adoptable dogs that you can just take on walks. Nothing to do with rugby and why it's my favorite. I like to go take dogs for walks in my time off there. That's about it. They have really good coffee, but obviously it's fun. I've never been to a World Cup before,
oh,
so that's like one of the things I got to tick off my list of things to do.
yeah,
So it's pretty cool. I think it's something to be excited about. Um, yeah, I mean, and Cape Town's like a beautiful place. One time I went there and we saw a bunch of baboons. So that's a fun little clip for you guys. Put that on as the tagline. Jake Thiel, he's seen baboons. Yeah, it's always fun going to South Africa and like especially in a to have a tournament like that in like a place
yeah,
that's so like crazy about rugby and supportive of sevens because not every country is as super supportive of sevens. You're starting to see more now. People are realizing how exciting it is to go to a sevens tournament and how easy it is. Like you don't even really need to go watch the games. You can just go get drunk.
Yeah.
It's definitely growing, but it's always a lot of fun in front of the crowd there. So, yeah, we got our games today. We were playing against Zimbabwe, I believe, Zimbabwe, which is they're pretty close to South Africa. So I don't know if they're going to be cheering for Zimbabwe. I'd be pretty hurt about that, but it's okay. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
And the stadium's pretty class as well. It's a lovely stadium.
And not to make this all about food, but they have these beet brownies, and I know what you might be thinking. Beet brownies? That sounds disgusting. They have these beet brownies at the stadium. Man, they're knockout. I hate beets, but man, beet brownies. Yeah, I'm excited about the stadium. Good. It's good field too. Nice field. It's like playing on really expensive carpet. So.
Is it 4G?
Pardon?
Is it 4G?
No, it's grass now. It's just nice. I'd say it's a nicer. It's probably one of the nicer grass fields that I've played on in a while. Not that I mean, most of them we play on are pretty nice, so can't complain.
Yeah. No.
Have you tried the biltong over there?
Hell yeah, I've tried the biltong over there. I think I've usually when we go, we have a liaison officer in each stop. And the last couple times they've brought us biltong and some other stuff, and it's usually quite good. I think I had I don't know if it was biltong or it was like a jerky type thing. It was ostrich, and that wasn't my favorite. It's quite gamey. So I wouldn't recommend that to all the listeners out there. I know you guys got millions of listeners. Do not have any of the ostrich. If you do like ostrich, I'm sorry to offend you, but it's just really gamey. Not for me.
I haven't tried biltong. I need to try.
It's
You
brilliant.
got to put it on the bucket list.
All right, I'll put that on it.
So who supplies the snacks on the plane over then?
You know what? I usually just hoard my own snacks and hide them in my bag, and I don't tell anybody that I have them because I don't want to share. Keep them to myself. I think most guys like I'm a big snacker. I mean, I just eat all the time. So I'll bring my snacks from home, and then I'll get snacks at the airport. And like how in airports, like money's not real in airports. You go to the airport, you're like, this bag of chips or crisps for your listeners. I was like, it's like $20, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's a fair deal. Whereas if I was to go do that here, I'd be like, that's blasphemy. I would never do that. But at the airport, I'm buying like croissants for like $10, and I'm like, this is such a good deal. So I'm usually loaded up with about $80 worth of like pastries on the flights and stuff like that. And I like to keep my own little pack. We call it snack packs, so that people can't steal my stuff.
Yeah,
I'm a territorial eater. I don't want anybody taking my stuff. You grew up with a twin, so I know all about hoarding my food. I don't want him eating any of it, so I don't want any of my teammates eating it.
Well, when you go over to Birmingham, right, you need to go to Greg's.
Greg's.
Oh, buddy, I've been to Greg's, man. I'm telling you, I grew up in Wales, dog. I've done the UK grind when I was younger. I know all about Greg's, man. Come on now.
What is it?
Come on.
I work at Greg's.
Huh?
I work at Greg's.
Wow, that's a claim to fame.
That's my only claim to fame.
That's a bit of a flex. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I've got a discount card. So yeah,
dude, you should be wearing the uniform when you do the thing. Anybody answers, they're like, "Wow, this guy, he's Greg's."
Yeah,
sponsored, and they probably think sponsored by Greg's. Oh my god!
Hit me. If Greg's are listening.
Yeah, it's all about the look too. You don't actually have to tell anybody you're sponsored by Greg's. They'll believe it.
Yeah. I'll put the old apron on and everything.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's how you get the geese. You rope people in. They're like, "Whoa, this guy works at Greg's. I'm super comfortable with this guy. I know he knows how to, handle pastries and other assorted things."
We were wondering who are the best personalities on tour, like in the Canada team or any other teams just traveling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Me, obviously. Duh. No, I get along with a lot of the other teams. I have to say, You guys, have you watched any of our games? Do you know who Thomas Isherwood is? He's guys with a mullet. He is a character like no other. He might be the craziest man I know. He's always up for a good time. He's one in a million. Alona Marr from the American women's team. He's like always a good time hanging out with Alona. She's hilarious, and always knows how to make people laugh. Though she always tries to steal the spotlight from me, which I don't like. And then Harry McNulty from the Irish team is a really good dude. He's super funny, always super interesting. Always like seeing Harry around. And then honestly, the whole Scottish team. I love the Scottish guys, man. Those guys are hilarious dudes. Shout out to my guy Ross McCann. He's like 4'2". He is short as ever. If he ever tries to tell you he's like over 5'5", he's lying to you. But those guys are great time. I mean, honestly, it's weird because obviously we play all these guys and they're from different countries and stuff like that. And you probably hear this all the time, but it's pretty friendly on tour. Like you're seeing everybody all the time, and a lot of great personalities. And there's not many people out there that I'm like, ugh, this guy. Not many people I'd be stuck in the elevator with, and I'm like, this is awkward. I don't want to talk to you. So.
Yeah.
Pretty lucky in that sense. I'm sure a lot of people feel like that about me, though. They're like, "It's this guy." God.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, because we had Naya Tap on before, and she said the exact same. Like we were like trying to like say, are there any like any beef between any other country? But she said no. Like everyone just loves it. Like everyone loves everyone.
Yeah, it's honestly a pretty good community. I'm sure there's some people like when you're playing against each other, you're like, I hate this dude. I don't want to ever play. Like, oh, but it's at the end of the day, it's about. I mean, almost everybody's around the same age, and like we all love rugby. Most people love rugby, and you're playing rugby and traveling the world together. So you get to know people, and it's it's nice to be pleasant instead of being I don't want to swear, but a jerk. I know you said I could swear, but I'm trying so hard not to.
You don't. It's not like it's going on YouTube Kids. We're all good.
No, I know, but I'm trying to reimagine my image. I don't want to come off as a villain. I every other podcast I go on, I'm just saying fuck all the time. So trying really hard to keep it PG for you guys, respectfully. I see Student William down there. I'm not trying to. I see it on the name. I'm not trying to be coming out here looking like a jerk.
That's been baited. The whole college is going to see it.
Yeah. How did you get into rugby then? Like.
So my both my parents played for Canada at World Cups. So my dad, when I was born, he got a contract in Narbonne in France, and then ended up playing, going to the Sale Sharks, and then going to Wales, playing for Bridgend, then Llanelli. Look at that pronunciation for all my Welsh fans out there. Yeah. So basically, like my twin brother, and I, he was more into rugby when we were younger. But we're always around rugby and like getting to see all this stuff and meet all these people. And then kind of when we came back to Canada, he was again really, really good at rugby, and I was kind of like mid to average. I was pretty fat. I didn't hit my growth spurt for a long time.
Yeah.
So I didn't really enjoy it that much. I put a lot of pressure on myself. So I was like, not that big into it. And then I finally like kind of grew into my body a little bit, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
But that was mostly, I never really had a choice. I always would say, never had a choice. My parents made me play rugby. But it's just after a while, you've been around it so long, you're like, I should probably give it a try.
Do you play 15s as well?
I did play 15s when I was younger. I mean, I didn't actually play sevens like competitively until the first time until I was like 18. Because I always would get cut from the teams because I was so fat. And then honestly, I didn't play until then, and then I play a pretty loose style of rugby.
Yeah.
So when I started playing sevens, I was like, whoa, this is like way more suited to how I play, and it's a lot more enjoyable. I'm not a big fan personally. Like I like watching 15s and I support the game, and I've played a little bit recently, but it's not exactly what I would call fun because it's super structured. And I don't really like think in that structured mindset. It's there's so many differences between sevens and 15s that I feel like that's why it's like you don't
Yeah.
see as many people doing the switch and being able to kind of convert so quickly.
Yeah.
Because it is a very hard game to. You have to think in different, like, different ways. Obviously, there's more patterns in 15s than there would be in 7s. So I went to a 15s camp with Canada last November, and then I was asked to be involved with the recent tour, but I didn't go because we're doing. We're about to prepping for Commonwealth games, and I just needed to give my body a break.
Yeah.
But a lot of respect for 15s. Just not my jam personally.
I guess you have like the freedom when you play 7 as well.
Yeah, I like to imagine I'm Fijian, and I just can do whatever I want and offload all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does. It's just more. I like to just kind of go off the cuff a lot more. Not that how 7th is obviously there's structure to it, and you have to play to your team structure and everything like that. But I feel like there's a lot more space to improvise, which I'm a big fan of. The old do that improvisation. So I like to just kind of go play off the cuff sometimes, which I think it just allows more of that and more space too, which is always fun. So I can pretend I'm fast.
And you can hit your old goose step as well.
Yeah.
Man, I when we were playing in Twickenham last month, I tried to throw out one of my goose step with a throw the ball over the top of my head, nice offload, and I need the ball out of my hands and need it out of bounds. It was actually I've done it many times, and I used to do it in high school, and I'd be like, everyone would laugh at me, like, boo, boo, and get all butthurt, and then I did it in Twickenham, which is arguably one of the it's a mecca of rugby, really, and I just started laughing at myself. So yeah, I throw up some goose steps once in a while. It doesn't. I run like I'm the predator, so I'm like hunched over, and then my feet are kind of going all over the place. So
Yeah.
it's not a traditional goose step. It just kind of looks like I'm running, but I'm hurt all the time. So, but yeah, come on, you should get all that space. You just got to throw out a couple of goose steps, man. A couple of goosies,
Yeah. People love a good goosey as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and I play to the crowd. Like, I'm not really out there to win. I'm just out there to try and make the crowd go, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then knock the ball on. And go. Oh.
Yeah, and then they go, oh, and then I'm standing there looking at my hand like, oh, something's on my hand. I got a slippery. I got a sunscreen on my hand.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, what a relatable guy. I relate to that.
And it'd be like a big finish when you score a little big dive and everything.
When I score, mostly I've done a couple bigger dives when I've got adrenaline going on, but I mostly am out of breath and dying when I score. I'm like, how did I get here? How did I look at the other team and I'm like, how did you let me score? Me of all people. So I'm usually like trundling back to half, like, oh my god, we've got another 3 minutes of game. This is terrible. So usually when I'm scoring, I'm like, oh my, this is great. I can't believe I'm about to score. So I'm not usually too focused on the dive. And Vancouver Sevens this year in front of the home crowd, I threw out a pretty big dive, but I landed pretty hard on the ball.
Yeah.
And that was a bit rough, but I shook it off because I was so full of adrenaline.
Yeah. On the video, it looks like no. It looks like normal. You didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got up and I was just screaming at the crowd. Yeah, I was swearing at everybody. I don't even know what I was saying. I think I just blacked out and I was just screaming. Someone said, I was like, "This is my house." I was like, "That doesn't sound like me." Anyway, and I as I got back to half, I was like, half of it was like, "Oh wow, I really did wind myself a little bit." But you know what? Again, when you're playing in front of your home crowd, you got to put on a little bit of show, and it's so exciting to play in front of big crowds. And when the fans get into it, you want to make you're an entertainer. You're a rugby player first, but you're an entertainer, so you want to make it a little bit entertaining and play to the crowd. So no apologies for me there. I'll do that. I'll ham it up.
Person
Yeah. Without that, it's not the same game, is it?
No, exactly.
Two
And that's
form.
at the end of the day, it's for fun, and I think that's what a lot of people forget is that I get to play rugby as a job, low paying job, but I get to I play it because I have fun. So I want to enjoy those things that make it fun, and I think some people kind of can be like, oh, that's not how the game is, respect and honor, and so it's not a sense of me being disrespectful to other people.
Yeah.
But it's me enjoying myself, and I don't know how many more times I'll get to play rugby. You never know when it's your last time, right? Unluckily, but so I try to enjoy it to the fullest every single time and enjoy it. But respect my opponents and
Yeah.
respect the game, but at the same time, you gotta have fun. You gotta
Yeah.
have fun, especially playing in front of the hometown crowd. You gotta
Yeah.
gotta have fun.
Got to show a bit of your personality as well.
Yeah, and
So
I'm not meek. You know, I love attention.
Yeah. Well, give it.
it was like that. What was it? The HSBC advert. It wasn't an advert. It was an interview with you and Phil, and you just praise it. Is that how you always are, or was that just because the cameras were on?
Oh no, I'm always like that. People will be like, "Oh, it's because the cameras are around." I'm like, "No, man. I think that's the thing. I got a lot of the World Rugby Media guys. They're shout out to my boys, Jack and Juan, and though they're always they know I'm always on. I'm always ready to have fun.
Yeah.
I don't try and I don't think there's a point of hamming it up because I'm enough of a ham as it
Yeah.
is. I wouldn't want to. I like to think that the person you see there is the
Mm.
person you meet, is the
Yeah.
person you see on the street, is the person you play touch with. It's just the same all around. A little bit more of worshiping. I wouldn't really worship Phil that much. It's probably it might seem like I'm being serious. It's more
No,
sarcasm.
you
That guy
suck.
sucks. He
Yeah.
sucks, man.
Oh, what legend.
Yeah,
Oh,
he,
brilliant.
he seemed to love it though at the time, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, you loved it.
Yeah, I gotta pump him up. He's nervous in front of cameras. So it really, I think of myself as that. I'm like I'm a comforting person for the other people around. They go for the people on my team. They go for the first interview. I go stand behind them and whisper sweet nothings in their ear to get them ready to talk in front of the camera. And that's my job really. I'm the team mom, so I'm just trying to make sure everybody's having a good time.
Oh, brilliant.
It works. Clearly, it works.
Yeah, well, here I am, still doing it. So
Oh, brilliant. It's like the first time that you played at Vancouver for like a couple of years because of COVID and all that.
yeah, so we I that was the first time we got that was the first time I actually got to play. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I was on the team and I was on the bench, but I didn't really get to play. So that was the first time I got to play in front of a full crowd. We had played again in September. It's in September at oh, did I go? There I am. In September we played in front of a half capacity crowd.
Yeah.
Just coming back from COVID, and then so this was the first kind of time that I actually got to be on the field for like more than 30 seconds. So it was definitely special. I got to play in, obviously my family's from Vancouver. So I got to play in front of them and play in front of my parents is always awesome, even though they're not really paying attention to me. They're like Rugby Canada legends. So they're walking around the stadium and everyone's like, Jen, John. They're doing their own thing. I don't even think they watch my games. But it's definitely was a special time this year because I got to run out there. And I mean, Vancouver's like the best tournament. Don't let anybody tell you any different. It's awesome. The crowd really doesn't know too much about rugby, so they're really just out there having fun,
Yeah.
and they cheer for everybody just because it's action. And Canadians are generally pretty nice, so they cheer for everybody but the Americans. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
No,
cool.
we'd love to go to a little series. So it'd be class. I've been to. I did go to Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, and
Oh,
it was like Uganda against like New Zealand or something, and all the crowd were just like cheering on Uganda. And they scored, and it was like, oh wow, Uganda scored, and all that. And
yeah.
it was so hot that day as well. Oh, it was boiling.
Yeah,
But
the crowds get behind those teams, man. I remember in Vancouver in September, Mexico, the women's team, God bless them, they hadn't. I don't think they had scored a point. Or no, it was in Langford this year, the women's tournament. Mexico hadn't scored the whole tournament, and they finally scored, and the crowd went
oh,
bonkers because it was just like, finally, yes. But
yeah,
I mean, that's just how it is. This big support behind those teams. Everybody gets cheered on.
yeah, that is good. You're like an underdog story as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they score, it's like they've won the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
exactly.
as long as they score, it's all right.
at the end of every episode, we do we ask for an all-time 15, but like the rest of them, they haven't really done a 15. They've just done what they wanted.
like a sevens team as
yeah,
well.
so you could do a sevens team, you could do a 15s team, but like any dream team at all, no limits.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna make a full sevens team. So I'm gonna go 13 in. How about that? I'll give you 13. I'll give you like 13 guys, sevens. Oh, women and men, because I already have a couple in my head.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Because you know what, we like to. I'm playing both sides. I want the women's. Some of the women's tournament is way more entertaining than the men's. So, and you can use that as a soundbite. Get yourself more followers. Anyway, I'm gonna start with the
TikTok.
all-time, the best, the man, Nate Hariyama from Canada. He's the GOAT. He's the best player I've ever played with. Effortlessly, just knows rugby in and out, and he made all his teammates better. Also, a great leader, great captain. I'm going to choose one more Canadian, and this one's a little bit of a hotter take. His name is Connor Braid. He's I believe he played for Glasgow for 15s, but he's the hardest worker I know. Super talented, all around, just like naturally probably one of the best players I've ever played with. And then after that, let's deep dive in. Here, who am I thinking? Here, Tim Mickelson. Is it Mickelson? Yeah, Mickelson from New Zealand, right? That's who it is. I think you know what, I'm losing my mind here, but yeah, he's honestly probably one of the fastest dudes I've ever played, and he's also bigger than me. So
you don't look like he would be faster. He looks
yeah,
more.
I know. And then he curves you around the corner, but he's also just super talented. And people never really remember him, but man, he is like so good. Gail Broughton from the New Zealand Sevens team, the women's team, she just retired last year.
Yeah.
One of the most wicked steps I've ever seen, all around, just like probably the nicest footwork.
Yeah.
Let me keep thinking here. See, now I'm going to run out of steam. I was doing so well, and I'm running out of steam. Who else? Maybe I'm only going to pick 7 because 13's a lot. I came out hot, and I was like, this is going to be so easy. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go Marcus Manetta because that guy is lightning fast. He's so good. Really nice guy too. Like you wouldn't when you're that good and like that young, you wouldn't be like, oh man, this guy's going to be so nice. He's like honestly such a sweetheart. Who else is there? Those 3. Portia Woodman.
Yeah.
Because Portia Woodman's just like all-time try scorer and just super good. Here's a good one for you. Ben Pinkelman.
Yeah.
From the US. Again, underrated, but he was so good over the ball. Like he'd steal everything and just like a glue guy for their team. Just good at all the little things. I used to hate playing against him because he was just really good. Who else? I'm trying to think of guys I like too. People I'm like, oh, I like them. Oh, Roscoe Speckman.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Will.
Yeah, yeah, and so fast, such good feet. Another one, Cecil Africa. My brother actually played with Cecil Africa in San Diego, and when I made the Olympics, Josh, my brother, sent me a video of Cecil saying, "Hey, congratulations and f you," and he's like, "F you." I don't know why. It was the funniest video. I saved it. It was awesome. It was great. So I'd add him in there. Let me think who else is in there. I want more people to come to my. I'm sorry. Am I taking too much time?
No.
You got all the time.
We literally got
Yeah,
no time at all.
yeah. We got this. I'm thinking because I want to give you good, solid party sevens players. You know, people you're like, whoa, that's a great choice. I'm so happy you chose that person. I mean, you got to go 2i.
Yeah.
You probably could pick a team of
Go on.
of Fijians. Rakanatangi.
Oh.
He's the guy. Do you see through the goose with the no look behind, like one hand offload at the back at one time? Just insane. Because I can. There's a Bristol boy, Rajradra.
Yes.
Yeah, because he is like all time. He's probably like one of the best players in the world, but
Yeah.
also probably was like if he wanted to play sevens, would be the best sevens player in the world.
So
He's
good.
just so good. And then I'll
Oh.
pick one more Canadian. I'm gonna pick from the women's team, Bianca Farella, who probably the last couple of years is one of the best women's players in the world, and just all around super fast, super strong, just good skills. I don't know. Is that like 11 or 10, something like that? Hey,
We weren't counting.
we did pretty good there.
You can keep going.
I mean, we're shouting out good players. I mean, we gotta keep shouting out good players. Let me think here. Hmm. Who else is really good at rugby? I'm trying to think of people when I was younger and I used to watch, and I'd be like, "Whoa, this guy is gonna get me into rugby." I was always thinking about the Canadian team. I remember I always used to watch like John
Yeah.
Moonlight, great leader, great just all around player, like hardest worker on the field. He always used to like chase back after every try. Like those tries when people go and they score. He actually, fun fact, England did it. Yeah, and in Toulouse. The try through where he ran through and stood under the goal, the goalpost for like
2 minutes.
Oh yeah,
2 minutes. Yeah, and eliminated us from the cup round. Yeah, that was so fun. See, that wouldn't happen if Mooner was out there. That guy would run and just like
what do
throw
you
his
make?
whole body. Huh?
Do you make of that? Do you reckon that was right or?
You know,
Isn't-
it it's such a weird thing because I think if I was in the same situation,
You would do
I
it.
probably would have done it.
Yeah.
But I obviously, for personal reasons, hate that and was like, "Come on, man!
Yeah.
Like, come on, what are you doing?" But like, understandably, at the end of the day, it's a loophole in the rules. Like, you probably shouldn't be able to stand there for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's loads of talk about it on
Yeah.
Twitter and stuff like that. Like Nigel Owens weighed in and was like, it's called like rules of like being a gentleman and like
Yeah.
not time wasting. And obviously, it's not a good look because it looks like it's like point shaving,
Yeah.
kind of. And obviously, people bet on rugby, so like that doesn't look good too.
Yeah.
But I can't. It sucked, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Until they fix it, it's just a whole loophole that can be exploited.
Yeah.
So, I can't be too salty about it, and it's in the past.
Yeah.
But at the time I was watching it and like laughing because I was like, "This is insane. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen."
Yeah.
But it's part of rugby, unfortunately, and hopefully it changes a little bit. Terry Kennedy, there you go. There's I'm gonna cap it at Terry Kennedy because he's probably the best sevens player in the world right now. He is he is so good.
Yeah.
Just creating. I see I'm fangirling over guys I play with against. But yeah, he's like next level, untouchable right now. Just his ability to create space and create points. He's like so fast, such good feet, all around really good. And then Jake Thiel, I think, is up there. He's such a great guy. Just known for really media stuff, nothing else. Like besides that, doesn't really bring too much, but
Yeah.
really media.
Oh.
So that's it. That's my all-time how many I listed, and hopefully this hasn't been too bad of a podcast for you guys. I hope it's
We've
somewhat listenable.
we've only got one more thing. Is what's your favorite jersey of all time?
Oh my gosh! Wow. Man. Okay, I've got a couple. I got to talk through, figure out what would be my favorite. Argentina's jerseys are just classics.
Go. I got one
Yeah,
on.
honestly, they always come up.
They have best. I don't. Their designer needs.
He needs to be paid more.
He needs to be.
He
Yeah.
needs a Nobel Prize. Honestly,
I need to meet him. I actually need to meet him, so I could just give him like.
You can't go wrong with in they do variations, but even their simple white and blue hoops, so nice, and I like it. It's tasteful. Big fan of it. They used to have this Canada jersey back in the day that my dad played in, and it's white. It was just a white collar, red with a white maple leaf, and I was sentimental because it's Canada.
Yeah.
You know, I actually really like the Stade Francais. Like I like all their pink stuff, honestly.
That's a hat trick as well.
That's three people have said Stade Francais, and I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I like when people do a little bit of like kind of there's always something about classics, but you like when someone kind of steps out of their comfort zone and does it, and they really do step out of their comfort zone. I think honestly, I have to say Argentina would be just because it's such a classic. What about you guys?
Argentina are up there, 100%. It's just everyone that they do is just like unreal. I need one, even though I've already got one. But I need another one.
I did like the South Africa Sevens jersey with the big lime green bit here.
Yeah, that was a classic.
It's quite nice. Just trying to think. It's fair. The Canada one.
This
year.
We were just looking at some of the clips, and it's so simple, but quality is
love
the maple
the collar.
leaves.
Oh
Yeah. We try to go with the simple one. I really want to get, and it's not even a traditional Canada. I really want to get hoops on it because I'm a big hoops guy. I'd love to see some hoops. I miss that. We used to do a white jersey, and that was like when I got my first cap. I got a white. It was all white, super simple with like a nice. The sponsor was like ice blue, so it looked really nice.
Yeah.
Our jersey is. I think if we were to rank jerseys on the series, I think we'd be up there like in the top 8, but not above like 5. It's just like a quality. You're not gonna, it's not stressed. Just a nice, simple, nice collar.
Yeah.
We could rate. That's a good podcast idea. You guys get me on again.
Yeah,
we'll rank 1 to 16 jerseys on the series, and then we'll do the 1 to 12 on the 1 to 14 on the women's, and we'll or whatever 1 to 12, whatever it is.
When they're released, we'll get you on again, and then we can.
100%. I book it down, write it in there, in permanent ink.
I'll get that.
I think because we have to wait and see how the Challenger trophy goes or cup goes, and see who comes up. And then when we find out who the 16 is, we'll get on here, sit down, get some coffees or Coke, whatever you're drinking right now. We'll put the pictures up and we'll judge it, and we'll see. We'll see. And obviously, I'm biased.
Yeah.
To Canada, but I'm thinking Canada. Who has the worst one right now? Who's got the worst jersey off the top of your head?
I think
the Wales one that's just been released. The red one's all right, but the green one is
average.
It's tough. It's tough. I don't like the Kenyan jerseys. I'm scared of the Kenyan guys. But they used to have such nicer jerseys. I think it's not the colorway. It's just the pattern they went with isn't my favorite. I liked when they had a different pattern where they had the green option too. Is probably a little bit. It was nice, but there's not too many bad jerseys on the series. Not too many.
It seems the sevens jerseys are better than the 15s for some reason.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's more because they're like sevens flair. Whoa.
Yeah.
But there's What are you guys' thoughts on the English maroon ones?
It's fair. 2012 in the 15 when we had the maroon and gold, that was prime.
I think if it's got to be simple for it to be maroon, and
I think they've went a little bit too overboard. They thought, hang on, let's go a little bit different here, but it just hasn't quite worked for me. I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's it's not my favorite one, and England's done a lot of fun ones. They had that starburst orange one back in the day. That was insane.
That was fun.
So but it's Umbro, right? So it kind of always looks like a football shirt to me. But again, no harm done. I'm not trying to shit on anybody here from anybody on the series. But when we do the rankings, I'll let loose and just cut some people up. Honestly,
we'll go ham. We'll go ham.
Yeah.
Away jerseys as well.
Pardon? Say that again.
Do they do away ones?
Away jerseys.
Who does away jerseys? Me? Canada?
No, not Canada's.
You did say Canada.
Wales.
What did I think of?
Are we ranking the away jerseys as well?
Oh yeah.
Worse than the homes.
Yeah. We'll do that. Honestly, I think our jersey would be a lot cooler if we had some like white on the collars instead of the red. The red with the black kind of looks a little weird, but you know what? I think it's fun. It's fun. We'll do it. We'll rank it. Okay, so book it down. Write in your school agendas or your planners. Say start of the year. So after the World Cup, we're ranking.
Sorted.
And then your assistant reaches out to my assistant. We'll fax back and forth, and we'll set up a time.
Yeah.
100%.
Sounds like
all right. Don't blow me off, boys. Don't lie to me and say you're going to do it, and then don't do it. You break my little heart.
We're doing it. Anything for you, Jake, right?
Oh, thank goodness.
You're a chaser now. Well done.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, my,
So,
I might get that tattooed on me. I'm so excited about that.
yeah,
It's gonna be awesome.
You should get our logo like on your
Tattooed.
arm.
Yeah, probably not, but maybe. I'll think about it. Probably not, but maybe. Who knows? Honestly,
consider it.
I've got worse tattoos, so it's if we, I wouldn't be my worst one.
Yeah,
It's a good logo. It's a good
It's-
logo.
Oh, stop
Good
it.
logo, boys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, 5 minutes on Photoshop really paid off.
Hey, you know what? That's 4 more minutes than I spent on Photoshop on mine. So
You should
at the end of the day,
you should do a little try celebration for us.
Yeah.
Hold
what?
a or something.
Hold on. That looks a little suggestive. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe we take some time. We think it back. We brainstorm a bit, and we come up with something more than that. Looks a little. Looks a little. I don't want to say anything, but I don't know. We'll think. You know what? We got enough. We got 3 brains going at it. You guys, if you guys can come up with something cooler than that before we play, and before I play in Birmingham, you send me a message and you're like, "This is what we want you to do. Nothing elaborate, something small, but not that small. I'll do it if I score."
Yeah.
You think about it. You come back to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pinky promise.
I'm in.
You have my word.
Yes.
Boom.
We'll remember that.
The go.
Yeah. All right. Well, is that it, boys?
That's all we have.
All right.
Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, you know what? It's been great, and hope you guys keep doing it. And this has been a lot of fun. And if you want any other Canadian guys to come on the pod, I'll send me an old message, and I'll shoot out some messages and get some guys on. I mean, there's no one that fun, but if you need it, I can help you out. Anyway, do I need to do a sign off?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
What's up, mother? No, just kidding. Hey, everybody. This is Jake Thiel signing off. Chip and Chase podcast. Wow, what a pleasure. Never seen such handsome guys hosting a podcast. Funny, great accents, great questions, all around amazing energy. Can't wait to come back on. This has been the highlight of my life. And one day I hope to host a podcast as successful as this. So if you like this episode, subscribe, give it 5 ratings, 5 stars, whatever you want to do. Make sure it's good. The boys are putting in effort. They spent 5 minutes on Photoshop. Okay. That's 5 more minutes than you did. All right. So keep supporting local talent worldwide. Chip and Chase podcast. There you go. Sign off. Let's go, fellas.
Oh, Jake,
You've outdone yourself.
Yeah, I'm ultra talented.
Oh, we'll see you in a couple of weeks doing the kits.
Yeah.
Yeah. You send it off to me. Tell me when, and I'll be on. Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
100%.
All right. Okay, boys. Have a good day. Night.
Yeah, you too.
Bye, Jake.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.